Continuing to dig into Arturia's new V Collection 8 here. I released a video on the June 6 V last week. Here it is. It's also in the description. And something has changed already since then. V Collection 8 is available through Splice now, which is a big move. That's actually how I got introduced to Arturia's software. I financed the V Collection 7 through Splice and haven't gone back since. Today we'll be looking at the Emulator 2 with an emphasis on how it sounds, so we'll be taking a look at the presets. It also has some other cool features like layering sounds and effects. There's also a screen here. This is like the more advanced option. If I was to sum it all up, I'd say it's really good for like dusty sounding lo-fi synths. Ooh. And the drums really shine on it, in my opinion, as well. Compared to the June 6 V, which I've also covered, it's not quite as lush, and the bass tones aren't as nice either. I'm working on a track for my EP right now, and I have this little lift section that really features the Emulator 2. Shout out to Synth Seeker in the comment section of my last video. The default size of this synth is way too big for my screen, so there's actually a way to change that. Go up to this symbol up here, resize window. I changed it to 60% and now it fits. Thanks, Synth Seeker. So this is the more simple part of the keyboard. You have the keyboard itself, master control, so you could transpose, tune, volume as well, filter with ADSR, VCA with ADSR, arpeggiator, effects. There's two wheels down here as well. There's a pitch bend as well as a filter. There's also a little secret at the top right here. I highly recommend you explore this. Click the gear knob and head over to tutorials. This gives a really solid explanation of how this specific synth works and also just synthesis in general. Highly recommended. You actually already have a lot of control with these simple parameters as well as presets to choose from. Kind of dusty, wouldn't be hard to make like an 80s ambient Brian Eno influenced album out of this. If you'd like to dig a little bit deeper into this though, you click on the screen. You've got an edit tab here, assign, and effects. So you have an actual sample here and you could change the starting and end point of that sample. We'll take a look at some bass tones and mess around with the edit tab. You could see here that there's a bunch of little slots that you could upload samples onto. So if you want, you could layer and upload your own samples this way. There's plenty of stock sounds as well to choose from. In fact, this flute sample is a stock sound. You can see that a lot of these presets already have layers on them, so you're free to either add or take them off. For example, this fizz mod vocal was attached to the bass sound that I used for this track. Let's hear it with it. Wasn't really feeling that. The Assign tab coincides with Edit. You could assign different samples on different parts of your keyboard. For example, in this female choir preset, they changed the vowel and the velocity depending on what range you're in. It's very subtle, but there's a tiny bit of a difference there to make it sound more real. And this is a feature that actually works really well with the drums. Ooh. Straight to the 80s. Throw out all your drum machines, right? Just kidding. On the third tab here, you have effects, which do sound really good, actually. You also have control of these on the simpler form of the synth right here, so chorus, delay, reverb. Let's take a look at the ARP function. I actually already happen to have a pretty sick ARP thing going on already, so we'll use that, plop in a few presets, see what it sounds like. I've been looking further into automating the parameters on my soft synths and just bringing them up to the next level. I'm realizing that synths really do have the same expression as like a full-on orchestra, and on top of that, the sonic possibilities are endless. And the Emulator 2 just really responds well to this. Just like every other synth, the Emulator 2 has its weak points, its strong points. In my opinion, strong points being the drums, those dusty sounding lo-fi pads. I also like the Arpeggiator. If you have the full V Collection 8, personally, I would go with the June 6V for those more like lush pad sounds. The bass tones are also just better, I find. Either way, now you just have more context of what you might be getting into. Anyone is welcome to this channel. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Most people that watch my videos are not subscribers, so I'd like to turn the table on that one. I'm getting close to the 100 video mark, which I'm super happy about. Plenty more content like this and lots of other videos to come. See you soon.